What a few days it's been. Everything went well on the march and everybody loved it and everybody felt great about being patriotic. A lot of people got up and spoke. Well done to everybody. And then Tommy gets lifted, then released, and apparently Tommy's not in the UK. I don't know any more than that, and to be quite frank, it's none of my business. However, then you get this multiple stabbing, 2 kids dead as far as I'm aware at this point of making this video. And it was a 17-year-old person that was arrested. Now, the key thing is here is not rushing out with the information, because there is, and there will be, bad agents and also people from our own side who want to push their narrative so hard that they'll go with a story, even if it's not true. And I know people that do it. Whether this guy was born and bred from Cardiff, and there are some rather nasty places over there that breed people who don't like us, right, to put it bluntly, and I'm going to watch what I say here, or whether this was a person who was new to the reservation. It doesn't matter whether it was either one, quite frankly, because it's horrendous what's happened, but there is one connecting factor I think you'll probably find, and it's the religion of peace, which, to actually say that is an insult, because it's not a religion of peace, it's a death cult. It is an all-conquering, all-pervading cult that hates its own people, hates everybody else, and makes everybody miserable and wants for constant total war. I mean, you don't see Hindus off doing this all the time, or Sikhs off doing this otherwise, Jehovah's Witness, Plymouth Brethrens, Mormons. You just don't see it. To be honest, you don't see a lot of Christians going out and either going and getting all a bit happy with a bladed weapon, or blowing themselves up, or just kicking off at every opportunity. And this is the key factor. When we ship them in from abroad, we're building their numbers. They are breeding like you wouldn't believe at the moment, and they're building in numbers and they're building in strength. They know this, all right? Now, there are those that are going to do it through the political means and who are going to take this country over, and make no bones, they will do, unless there is a significant resistance politically and militarily by our own government, before anybody starts thinking I'm going off on a different one. But that won't happen. Our government has sold us out years ago the plans for what's happening now, which is the eradication of the white race through Western Europe, through breeding and that kind of thing, and obviously through civil wars, which you're going to see all over the UK, all over Europe, Ireland, take your pick. Anywhere where you're going to see large concentrations of Islam, you're going to see this problem. Islam's tried before and failed, and now it's trying again. Don't forget the proportion of what you would say Christian people are in the world, which was about, white people was about 9%, so the Christian population is going to be significantly less than that, because the powers that be have pushed atheism on many people for so long, and our churches are so utterly despicable that they'll cover up paedophilia. So why would people want to join? Well, your relation with God is one of those things that you don't have to go through a broker. You can do it yourself. And I do think that a lot of good people will unite under this, and you know, a lot of people are turning back to God, but let's go back to the roots, really, rather than go through some bastardized broker, which is a degenerate fucktard who believes in the New World Order and wants to follow what they're teaching. Yeah. Anyway, back to the story. What you now have to teach your kids to do is safety. You have to tell them that there are people out there that are bad. Not all people, by the way, of this persuasion, and Islam comes in many forms, many colors, all right? But what you have to say is there are going to be people in their future that simply don't like them for who they are, all right? And you have to tell them to be wary of anything, all right? And they've always got to keep on their toes when they're out and about, because you don't know who anybody is these days, all right? We've got enough homegrown paedophiles, and then we've got paedophiles from the different race, creed, cup, whatever. There's significantly bad times ahead, and you have to prepare yourself and your kids and your family that there is bad times coming, and that you have to be more wary. You have to network with people that you trust. You have to be looking out for everybody else, all right? Because this is going to get worse. Now, under Labour, this is the best party to make things the worst the fastest, which is acceleration. And under acceleration is the thing that it happens so quickly that people wake up out of their slumber. You know, the lazy bastards that, no, it's not in my backyard, and oh, I don't care, it wasn't me that got done. It'll start getting a bit close to these people, and they will wake up. And when they wake up, we have to educate them. Now, I can't see anything but bad ahead, by the way. I'm sorry, I can't give you good news at this point, right? Because there's too many people asleep, and war was declared on us, but not actually, we weren't told. So the other side's been preparing for this for years, and there are individuals and groups and politicians and religions and governments, and everything is stacked against us. And it's all geared up to collapse our economy, collapse our society. People would ask why. Well, the economy and the society that we've got at the moment, the society as it was, would have been wise to what was going to happen. And the greedy people who have prolifically fucked up the planet and the economy for their own ends, and has tried to dumb down the part of the public, realizes that you can't dumb down us as much as, say, for instance, parts of the third world, which under our own metrics of IQ would be deemed basic. It's worse than that, but you get the idea. So by bringing in millions of these people and getting them to outbreed us, what we'll end up with is a population that can be ruled by Islam. And then you get Islam to basically take over the basics of the country, while the globalists still do what they do. Okay, and they have to collapse the economy, because our economy is on a fiat currency, which is, it's going to get to a point where it will be worthless. So they have to manage the next thing. Now, it seems that they've been trying for a one world currency for years, not the last 10, 15, 20 years, but the people that be have wanted this to happen, and a one world government. And let's be honest, you did have Rome running a lot of the world for a while, and there's been other empires. But no, they want to break down everything that's here now and set up this new thing, and you'll all just be fucking slaves. And they're using Islam as the Trojan horse to do this. And what you're going to see is Islam protected, okay, and you won't be given the details of the person's identification, what their religious background is, and if they do something, it'll all be, oh well, it's mental health. But if our whitey goes out there and does anything against the opposition, you'll hear them screaming from every fucking rooftop that you can imagine. And this is what you've got to come. Now, eventually, old whitey's gonna he's gonna lose his shit, and that's when it really becomes bad. But I'm not going to go into that at all, only that I think that it's an inevitability, and we will have a clash between different cults, different classes, not classes, different divisions. So you'll have the pacifists within Islam being punished by the people that aren't pacifists within Islam, but not grassing on the people within Islam. You'll have the people on the white side, or the British side, or the don't want to be Islam side, okay, that will be, some of them will be left, so they'll actually still be excusing what's happening with Islam and still pushing for more because they're fucking idiots. Then you'll have the right, which will be sort of scratching their head at this point and saying, why can't anybody see what's going on? Truth is, they can, they're gutless. And eventually some from the left will go to the right for protection. Some from the left will go actually into Islam and subjugate themselves to them, and the powers that be within government will try their best to cover it up for as long as they can, and when it comes on top, you'll have martial law. After that, I can't predict much more until we get closer, but that's what we've got coming. Now, it seemed to me that putting out video after video of saying similar things was getting a bit pointless and a bit boring, but it seems that, you know, there is still people out there that don't get it, that might need to get it. So here we are. And it seems that I might have a bit more time on my hands, because the boss royally fucked me in the ass. He made me up to a manager while he went on holiday, but didn't tell me that it was going to be over once he finished his holiday. No, he made it out that it was going to be a permanent thing. I worked my ass off. I got him loads more business in. I made him probably a third to double the money that he would have made, and the thanks that I got when I come back is, I'll take over, you're back to your driver wages, but still expect me to do everything. So at which point I told him, you're going to do everything. I'm not going to answer the phone, don't tell anybody to call me, I'm just going to drive your fucking truck. And I'm still thinking about what my plans are from here on. But I should have expected it, and that's why I'm a little pissy. But without me having to worry about running his company, the men and all the rest of it, I could probably do more videos. So it's not all bad. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit.